Bleeding Purple Podcast.
Deep block, steps up in the pocket. He'll fire to the right side. Caught by Nick. Stay on. Oh my God! 30, no 10. Touchdown! Are you kidding me? In the Minneapolis, no way! Stephon Diggs and the Minnesota Vikings have walked off on the New Orleans Saints. It's a 61-yard Minneapolis miracle. I can't believe what I just saw. What an unbelievable play.
Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in to Bleeding Purple, a podcast about the Minnesota Vikings. My name is Tyler Haig, and I am joined, as always, by Mr. Adam Patrick. Hello. Big talker this week. Offensive coordinator has been hired by the Minnesota Vikings. His name is John DeFilippo, because I want to say Filippo, and it's not that. It's Filippo. And they, first, real quick, Flip Saunders from Minnesota, Timberwolves, blah, blah, blah. Are you okay with the nickname being Flip? Can two Flips coexist?
I'm not really a Timberwolves fan,
No.
and I don't live in Minnesota, so he's not really like I.
That's exactly why I asked you that.
I understand the situation. I can just call him DeFilippo. I don't need to give him a nickname.
Or you could call him Flip, even if you wanted to, because guess what?
I guess his nickname is like Coach Flip, apparently.
Yeah.
So,
There's
other people that have the same nicknames.
It happens sometimes.
It's not like someone gets a nickname and that's it.
There are a lot of guys called Boomer. It's not their real name.
Yeah.
But they all are called Boomer. It's okay to have the same nickname. I wanted to address this because Twitter was having issues. Yeah. Chris Berman. Yeah. So it's cool. We can call him Flip, everybody. Chill out about not calling him Flip. Come on. So he was the Browns offensive coordinator in 2015, which was the Johnny Football year. Yep. And who the backup was, McCown.
No, McCown was the starter and he got hurt.
Oh, really? And that was how Johnny Football got involved in the whole thing? Oh.
Yeah, he was the starter.
Got you. How did I not? I did not remember that part at all. I knew they were, it was
it was a battle, I think.
Okay.
But McCown was selected.
And that coaching staff was their only year there, and Cleveland fired everybody after that.
That was his only year there. That was DeFilippo's.
But wasn't that
the head coach? The head coach was there before. Was he there for
an additional year?
He was there the year before, I think, 2014 and 2015.
Okay. So, after looking at some of these statistics from this 2015 Browns offense and, I guess looking at what Philadelphia did this year and blah, 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 what do you think? Is it it feels like a good hire to me. Does it feel like a good hire to you?
It's a good hire. You have to look a little deeper at the initial statistics, like the rankings. You're not going to be like amazed by those, but I think the Browns I saw somewhere their passing yardage that year was like the fourth most in franchise history.
Yeah.
And I was watching some of their games this week just to see the kind of offense they run, and the thing that I liked most about it was it's very an unpredictable offense. Not in the sense that like he runs a bunch of trick plays and stuff, but the fact that like it's not like a Norv Turner offense where it's going to be run pass, run pass. Like every time they went to snap the ball, you really didn't know if they were going to pass or run, unless it was like a short yardage or a long yardage situation.
Yeah. It's so tough with a season like that because how can, I was kicking around with some stats. I looked at, it was Pro Football referencing that season, and it was so. Do those passing numbers look good because they were behind in all of these games because they got their butts kicked for so many? It's so easy to skew some of those stats, but that's good.
You have to look at the talent. You have to look at the talent they had too. Their best wide receiver was like Travis Benjamin.
Yeah, it was not good, And then you think about all those things, all those factors, and then you look at some of the McCown stats it was not bad. It was not bad. It looked like they were. The issue in that football team didn't seem like it was an anemic offense. It seemed like it was a defense that couldn't stop anybody and no talent on the roster, basically.
And he's a free agent this year, so he might be someone that comes along to be the Vikings backup because he can help with the putting the offense in and stuff like that. So he's worked with him in Oakland too, I think, when the two were there. So Josh McCown watch.
And also Johnny Football watch.
Yeah,
I know
it's a possibility. It's a possibility. I just like to throw it out there just because I know it'll get the pot stirred, but it's not probably too legit of a thought or has that good of a chance of happening, but it does have a chance. They worked together in Cleveland. He had lots of good things to say about Johnny Manziel. Apparently Johnny Manziel's clean and sober now, stopped drinking. He was diagnosed with bipolar, and he's taking medication for that. So
shocking, really. Not to make fun of bipolar stuff or severe depression, but yeah, exactly. That type of behavior. No kidding, Johnny Football.
But
no kidding.
Yeah, he seems to be. He's eliminated a bunch of people from his inner friend circle and stuff. He's trying to get away from all that stuff. So he's trying to get back. And the Vikings have they have a history of giving players second chances. Just go back,
and
just
it working
last year.
out well for them.
Go back to just last year with Michael Floyd. That didn't really work out, but they gave him a 1-year deal, less than a year after he got pled guilty to extreme DUI. So
the Jared Allen thing always comes up to me.
The Vikings have a good organization. They have a good locker room of guys that they're not going to let someone come in and be a distraction. I think that's the one thing that might prevent the Vikings from even bringing in a guy like Manziel for a workout or even something like that, just because he might evolve into a distraction eventually.
Yeah,
but he was ranked higher on the draft board than Teddy Bridgewater in 2014. They did try and trade up to get him. That's been reported and sourced and all that stuff. So they did want him. I don't know how much they want him anymore. But I think he'd be worth at least bringing in for a workout to see what he can do. Maybe bring him in for the preseason and see if he can beat out the immortal Kyle Sloter.
I know that guy. His reputation is
don't throw a pass and he'll be.
I had no idea.
The best quarterback.
The best quarterback in the history.
Minnesota.
You can never throw an interception if you are never in the game.
Yeah.
His
reputation keeps increasing or getting better, but he hasn't thrown it back.
Dude, the offseason is incredible. It is unbelievable. And this is
Especially
the best time of
year.
Yeah, and this is the best time of year because draft stuff is coming up too, where all of a sudden a guy who was a number 1 pick doesn't wear gloves in a workout in his pro day, and then and all kinds of crazy things happen. It's unbelievable. And these guys some of them put 3-4 years of film together in games, actual football games, and none of that matters. You can destroy all of it.
There's so much over-analyzation.
Oh, it's unbelievable. And then recency bias, too, is a very real thing this time of year. It's absolutely bonkers. I had something else that I was gonna say about Johnny Football. I tend to feel a certain amount of sympathy. I feel bad for guys like Tebow and Johnny Football. Tebow should be in the NFL right now. He should be a backup. He's not. Oh, listen. I know. From a talent standpoint, he was a capable backup who should have gotten 3 to 4 years to work within a system and be a football player. There's so much media attention on that guy. He can't just be a backup. He can't. And so as a result of that, normal teams that would have picked up a guy of that talent level won't, because they don't want that distraction, because you're not going to be a help to our football team.
He also does a lot of that to himself.
Well, they do. And I mean, it does go both ways.
Him specifically.
Tim Tebow.
Yes. He loves the spotlight.
Loves the spotlight.
Even if he doesn't say so, he does. You don't play for a baseball team or minor league baseball team because you're just trying to make a second career.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can make when you're currently on ESPN.
Yeah.
You found your second career, bub. It's already there. If you didn't want the spotlight, it was
He played for what?
I feel bad for like Johnny Football now. It's had he not been such a huge deal, and if the media attention wouldn't be so outrageous, somebody would bring him in.
Yeah, he's
young.
A huge deal though because he was actually good.
Really good.
He won the Heisman Trophy. Did Tebow win? I'm not sure. I think he won.
Tebow won, yeah.
But
I think one
him
run
in college
finished
was
second.
him in college was different though too, because he was more like a runner and he was like a typical college quarterback where like Johnny Manziel actually made plays with his arm and stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if I would want him on the Vikings roster for that very reason. Just because it's going to be a huge distraction. I don't want to.
That's what I said. I just like to throw that stuff out there, just because there's a connection with now with D. Filippo.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, and it totally is like you said. It's like, is there a great chance of it happening? No, but there's definitely enough of a chance for it to be discussed because he's there, and they've all been. I mean,
of course, if I write something about that, which I did today on the Viking Age, are people going to overreact and not read the article? Of course, they're going to think that I want him to be the starting quarterback, which is far from the case.
But I saw a headline that made me think that, and your name was on it.
Yeah.
So you must love Johnny Football, and shame on you. Drives me crazy.
Just sorry, I'm pulling for a guy trying to make his life better.
Mm-hmm. And he does seem like, I mean, granted, yeah, he's all like, Good Morning America, like makeup, and here's my story.
But he's got to do that stuff.
But and it's good. I mean, if it's genuine, and like figure it out, man.
He went on the Barstool podcast. It's not like he went like everywhere. He did two things, which I recommend. I don't like that. It's like the part of my take. I don't like Barstool, but I listened to that specific interview, and it was good because he was more comfortable with talking to those guys because they were not like your typical stiff journalist. Yeah. So like
it wasn't Tom Rinaldi.
No, he talked about like not really going out to clubs anymore and stuff like that, and just working on his life. Mm-hmm. Can't get mad at a guy for doing that.
No, totally. Because you know what I would have done if I was as popular as him at that age?
And he had millions of dollars?
Would have raged. Myself right out of the NFL.
So many people would. So.
I feel like that is not something that people take into account enough. Or it's so frequently, it's like a 45-year-old man being like, just throwing it away. It's like, if you'd have done that at 19, like, it'd be a different story for you.
Oh, it probably would have been worse.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. I would have.
At least they have football to play. Like, other people just, have all day to party.
Yeah, just don't have anything to do. No training, no nothing. So, yeah, back to the offensive coordinator. It seems like a good hire to me. I did watch a video. I saw a video of him on whatever, the Eagles video network.
The 24 hours.
Whatever, yeah. And he was doing, well, I can't remember where I read it, but he was evidently responsible for, like, the red zone area on offense. And
was it that film video where he was
so it's him breaking down, like, here's what we do, here's what we're looking for.
He's so detailed too.
I was like, whoa, like, but that's incredible, for a guy to
right down to where the quarterback should throw it, like face mask or higher.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But also schematically, it was really interesting we put this guy in motion because if they follow him, then they're in man. It's like, oh, I've done that in Madden before.
Yep. The best part about him.
Same.
Yeah, the best part about him, and other people have mentioned this too, is that they talked about how when Nick Foles became the quarterback this year, like they sat him down and they were like, okay, like what are you most comfortable running? They didn't.
Yes.
They weren't like, okay, this is what you have to do. Mm-hmm. They were like, what are you good at? And then we'll do that.
Here's our system, fit our system.
Yeah.
He mentioned that in the conference call, discussed the different traits that he looks for in a quarterback, and it's it's quick.
Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Was that? You tweeted about that, didn't you? Yeah. It was like basically make good decisions. Yeah. Character guy, and then was also talking about mobility. Yeah. Sorry, Sam Bradford. Mobility's a thing.
I mean, those can describe Case Keenum too, but Case Keenum's also going to cost a lot more than Teddy Bridgewater.
I would agree. All of those,
and Pat Shermer's not there anymore.
Yeah, all of those traits, and then he also mentioned fitting his offense to what these quarterbacks do well, the guys that he has. And just that alone, after going through North, we've mentioned it so many times on this show, but it's, how could you be an NFL coach and not fit your system to the guys that you're dealing with? Of course, in the later
years. Go back to Musgrave with Ponder.
Mm-hmm.
I still think Ponder he could have been used in a much better way. Like if you put him in like a a run pass option kind of thing. I think he could have done a lot better than he did. I don't know like how good he would have been.
Well, you could you can look at specific players like RG3. When you had an offense that was catered to his skill set, they were winning divisions, and he was the rookie of the year. He was incredible. When you changed guys and had somebody come in who wanted him to fit their NFL style,
that's what I'm curious about Cam Newton this year, since Norv Turner's going to be his offensive coordinator. If he's like, if he's going to be a pocket passer. Oh, that would be the stupidest thing in the world.
It would be the best because they're automatically out. Have fun. 7-9. See you next season. That's like the perfect match to me if you don't want to deal with Carolina in the playoffs. What a bad, why Norv? Why? When was the last time that he had an... I suppose statistically they probably weren't that bad.
You could hire his son, maybe have Norv Turner be like a consultant. But yeah, I still don't understand how Norv Turner gets a job. He's old too.
He's ancient. He's a dinosaur.
He looks
ridiculous.
His skin's gonna crumple real soon.
Real, yeah. He looks like at any point he could go, and he's still running the offense that he learned in his mid-20s.
Yep. The offense that was successful with Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin, and LaDainian Tomlinson.
It blows my mind that you can...
And Josh Gordon.
And Josh Gordon.
Also a freak of nature.
Speaking of conference calls, that Josh Freeman conference call was the best one I've ever heard. That was the one where Spielman was whispering. He was telling him what to say. Just tell him you're happy to be here. Or whatever. Really? You've never heard that?
No.
Oh my God, it's incredible. Yeah, Josh Freeman comes in. It was in the middle of the week, so they do a special conference call, and Josh Freeman's answering these questions, and he must have been looking at Spielman, and Spielman's just tell him you're happy for the opportunity. But it's over a microphone, so it's totally audible. You could hear that he was telling. It's unbelievable. You should. I'm sure it's on YouTube. You should
look that up.
Fucking unbelievable. And then that, of course, led to one of the greatest Monday night starts in the history of not only Vikings football, just
He's still got a job after that though. He's with the Colts or whatever.
Yeah. Dude, terrifying. That was just awful. Okay, so offensive coordinator. Hopefully he's good. I don't know. I mean, let's take it. Let's focus on this. Where do you think this leaves? We mentioned Teddy a little bit earlier. Do you think Teddy is now the front runner because of the offensive coordinator hire? We've kind of been waiting for this to see where they're going to go at quarterback. Do you think Teddy is the front runner now to come back?
Of what? Of the three from 2017?
Or, I guess just in general. Or do you think Kirk Cousins is more likely to be the starter on this team next year?
I don't know. It just depends
I don't know
what direction the Vikings want to take. If
God
they want to
get Adam, reckless speculation. Come on, man.
We got a month.
It's that time of year.
Teams start to franchise tag people, I think, on February 20th. So soon they'll know, if the Vikings want to franchise tag Keenum and if the Redskins are going to tag Cousins again. So we'll know that stuff. But if the Vikings want to go after Cousins, I think he would be well because he doesn't have to be the entire offense like he was in Washington. He has playmakers and the receivers and Dalvin Cook and all that stuff. Mm. But at the same time, you could bring Teddy back, and it's being said a short-term, prove-it deal worth $6 to $7 million a year. That's pretty darn cheap for a guy that could probably play just as well as Case Keenum.
Yeah. Well, when and that's $20 million.
Yeah, and that gives them more to spend in free agency on other players. There's a bunch of players that in positions that they need that they can spend money on, like an offensive guard. There's an all-pro offensive guard that's a free agent this year. There's a kicker, Graham Gunnell. He's not going to cost a lot, but they can use money on him.
No, thank you.
No?
I'd rather have Forbath. I don't like Gunnell. Every time I watch that team, he misses a field goal. I don't know. Every time I watch them, he misses, and then I always want to tweet, "Oh, Gunnell," and then I always be like, "No," because you've used that joke before. But
he missed one kick last year. He's missed one kick indoors in the last 4 years. The Vikings play indoors.
Not when it matters. Never when it matters in the playoffs.
I don't know. I just don't know. I don't think Mike Zimmer likes Kai.
I don't think they should bring Kai
Forbath. No, I don't think Mike Zimmer likes him at all.
Do you see what he was wearing?
Maybe they'll draft the guy.
Championship game. Do you see what he wears? He looks like a hobbit in like a Fonz.
Kai Forbath?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awful, man. I wouldn't like him
either. He looks like a 90s R&B star.
Oh, yeah. Good call. Yeah. Even better. Yeah. I don't think they should. I don't think Kai Forbath is worth bringing back. I guess I wouldn't be super bummed if they signed Gano, but get somebody that I've never heard of that's not going to break my heart.
Well, you want someone who's not you don't have to be worried about them being a head case, and someone who has experience.
Yeah, that's true.
Older kickers seem to be better than some of the younger ones because they've gotten out of their years of being nervous and stuff.
When is Vinatieri going to be a free agent? Let's bring him in for the last.
He's a free agent now, but he's 45.
Yeah, who cares? Gary Anderson kicked till he was like 60. Bring him on. Come on over, Adam Vinatieri.
Single bar helmet too.
Yeah. We should. That should be like a prerequisite. We'll sign you, Adam Vinatieri, but you got to wear the single bar face mask.
Back to the quarterback. I would think right now Teddy would be in the lead. Maybe not by much. I would put Cousins as second, and I would put Keenum is third just because of Pat Shurmur not being there and Keenum's price tag, and last year really being the only year that he was successful. Yeah. And Mike Zimmer has shown really no signs of being in love with Keenum being their quarterback for the future.
I think that's a great point that not very many people are talking about right now is Mike Zimmer had so many opportunities to just make him the guy, and he never wanted to do it. Even after all those games when he was having such a great season, still Mike Zimmer was not interested in
He never had any trouble talking about Teddy, though.
No, he loved talking about Teddy like that. Exactly. So I think I don't know if they're going to bring Keenum back, and like you said, price tag is a great point. He's going to be expensive. Denver's interested. Do you think that what do you think is the number for Keenum? Do you think he's going to get close to $30 million?
No, not that much. He might get maybe more, at least $20 million a year. Mm-hmm. Maybe a little more depending on where he goes.
Yeah.
Because a team like the Jets has $73 million in cap room around that, so they might be able to, give him a little more. Yeah, I just think the Vikings have other needs to not spend on a quarterback that's not necessarily guaranteed to be the same as he was last season, which wasn't amazing in the first place. He was part of the reason why they did so well, but he was part of the reason why they lost games too.
Yes.
So,
and you can look back to the games, and whenever the interception number was over 1, probably lost that game.
Not the Redskins game.
Not the Redskins game, but
that's because the Redskins suck. But.
And Kirk Cousins was playing for him. Oh, it's so scary. I don't know, man. I just am so worried that they're going to give...
But the Redskins scored, 30 points in that game?
Yeah, they did.
Against the Vikings defense?
Yeah, they did.
So, yeah, people brushed Cousins to the side because he has turnovers or whatever. I think he had 12 interceptions.
Yeah.
And he forces the ball sometimes, but I feel like he felt like he needed to try to do stuff that he necessarily didn't have to do just because he didn't really have any help.
I don't think they were going to win any games unless he.
Their running game was, I think, they were 27th best rushing offense last year. So he really had no help. And Jordan Reed, their tight end, he was. Whoops!
Sorry,
he was injured for most of the year. So his top receiver was what Josh Doxson.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I think that's something that it's easy to put.
Just give the ball to Dalvin Cook.
It's easy to make a quarterback look bad when you put there's the video of Cousins here's all these terrible passes. It's if you made that same video of Case Keenum's worst passes this season, it would look just as bad, if not worse, and it would make you shake your head just as much.
It reminds me a lot of the Drew Brees situation when he went from the Chargers to the Saints.
Ooh.
when people were like, "Yeah, he's all right," and then he went to the Saints, and then he was like,
Whoa.
blew up. Because he had like actual other. I mean, he had Tomlinson in San Diego, but then they got rid of him for Rivers. But yeah, people didn't think he was. The Chargers didn't think he was that good. That's why they got rid of him.
Yeah.
Or didn't re-sign him. And then he went to New Orleans, and he actually had like some weapons.
Very interesting. That makes me actually a lot more open to giving Cousins more years, I guess. I don't know. The thing about the quarterback situation that scares me the most is that they're going to make the wrong decision, and we're just going to have to sleep in it for like 3 years and have like no and then possibly lose like a Barr or a Kendricks. Or,
I don't know. I think this front office and combo with Zimmer, I think they've proven that they know what they're doing. And I think they'll make the right decision. And
they draft pretty well too, so they should be able to survive it. I don't know. It just scares me. That just feels like the most Vikings thing that could happen.
Because you're a Vikings fan.
Exactly. Is that they signed Sean Salisbury to 4 years.
Well, I found the other day that
million.
Only Dante Culpepper's been the only quarterback to start
3 consecutive
three consecutive season openers since 1993. And I think I saw something. It was like on Reddit or something the other day that no Vikings quarterback has started 16 games in 2 straight seasons since like 93, 94.
That's unbelievable. That tells you everything you need to know about the Vikings quarterback. Like, problems.
It would have been Teddy in 2016, but his leg almost fell off. So.
The Vikings. The Vikings happen. Ugh, it's terrifying.
Whoever they pick, they should make sure that that's who they want for the long term.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can't. The whole tagging Keenum thing bothers me because it's like, oh, we'll just do 1 year and see how it works. Like, no, this team isn't. It's not a win now team. That they're building it so that you can continue to have success, like a Patriots, like a Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
Like they want a team to be good year after year after year. They don't want just like a flash in the pan. This isn't like we better do it now or else everyone's going to get old and retire.
And exactly.
That's not the case.
Yeah.
Everyone's young. Their good players are under 30. Like they need to find someone that's going to be long term, not just.
And it feels like the franchise tag also kind of implies that like, oh, if we just wait, a better option will present itself, and that just isn't. Those quarterbacks, good quarterbacks, don't present themselves unless you're a really bad team with a really good draft pick, or you are trading, or those guys never hit free agency.
I think Matt Ryan and maybe Aaron Rodgers are free agents next year, and they're not going to hit the open market.
No, absolutely not. It'll never happen. That's what I'm saying. And so the idea of like waiting a year, like, well, we'll just see. It's like, well, I can tell you right now that Case Keenum probably isn't going to be like a top 5 elite quarterback.
Yeah. Well, you could even look at this year. Like after Kirk Cousins, there's Drew Brees. He's going back to New Orleans.
Mm-hmm.
Probably like 99% sure that's going to happen. And then after him is like Josh McCown, Mark Sanchez, Ryan Fitzpatrick.
The usual suspects. You can count on one hand the number of times like franchise level quarterbacks have hit free agency. And it's like weird circumstances like a Drew Brees where like his shoulder had to have surgery and they weren't sure and we weren't sure, and then New Orleans happened. It's like that never happens to teams. Teams don't get that lucky.
Yep. Well, Brock Osweiler.
Good point. Okay, so that's oh shoot, I never did that was our weekly obligatory that was the weekly quarterback update.
Weekly obligatory quarterback situation update.
I'm glad we covered that. We talked about Johnny Football already. Oh, let's talk about Stefanski. And he was trying to go to New York with Shermer. It was just the interview. They weren't going to give him the job yet, were they? Am I reading too much into that, or was it pretty much they were going to hire him if he?
I think there were reports that he was pretty much going to be the guy for the job, but
but
the
was
Vikings
blocked.
blocked it, and I think people were taking it kind of in a negative way, which I don't think they should, because he's been there. He was there when Childress was hired, so
a long
2007. So he's been there around 10 years. So he and his family have been there in Minnesota for 10 years, and to just pick up and move your family after being in one place that long actually is a factor. Not that it might have been a factor for this, because it sounded like he had the job in New York, but it also helped maybe make it easier for the Vikings to block it. And I kind of think maybe the Vikings are saying that they blocked it, but Stefanski might have been like, I kind of want to stay.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, well, we think Mike DiFilippo, he might be a head coach next year. That's what a lot of people are saying if he does well. And then they're probably like, well, we'll give you a little more money. I'm sure they gave him a little raise.
Yeah.
And you'll be the guy next in line.
I think that's the part that bothers people, is that they're assuming that everything about his job stayed the same, and they just told him he couldn't have a promotion. But there's so many other things that could go into it. Like you said, he could be getting paid more. He could have. Not that they promised him the offensive coordinator job next season or anything like that.
Wouldn't he rather want to stay and have the opportunity to be with the same team and be the offensive coordinator than, move to an entirely different place and have it, maybe not work out?
Yeah. Well, and I think also part of the reason that it doesn't sit well with people is that if
the whole blocking wording is too
exactly. I had a tweet about that where I was like, yeah, it's like, we'd rather you didn't go over there. Let's just call it that, because that makes me feel less bummed that they blocked him from a promotion.
Yeah. And like I said, they might be doing him a favor by saying that they blocked. He might have been like, oh, I kind of just want to stay here.
Yeah. It just looks so fishy that you had that position open, didn't hire that guy, and then told him he couldn't have that position somewhere else with somebody who did want him for that position.
But I
don't know.
There's so many things all the time.
And so many things are going into this that, like, for people to just assume that the Vikings are, like, being jerks by blocking this, and that there wasn't a conversation about it, or that there wasn't, wheels greased because of it.
They're also in a sport where they compete with other teams, so they want to. If they have the opportunity to prevent another team from getting someone who's a good coach, then they're going to use that opportunity.
Yeah,
It's called gamesmanship.
Totally, and that's how you win more games. Ask New England. Ask New England about
ask the Eagles, who blocked DiFilippo last year from interviewing for head coaching jobs.
Mm-hmm. Was that why they did that too? Was because he was? I mean, they knew he was good. They knew he was.
Probably, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
They wanted to keep him there.
Speaking of Philadelphia, their offensive coordinator left.
Do we have to?
Yeah, we do. Well, I guess we don't have to, but we might as well. Their offensive coordinator leaves.
Only 2 people were stabbed at their parade. So.
Yeah, only. I just am. I don't
just
want
a few bad apples.
I don't want to talk about the Philadelphia fans anymore. I'm just tired of them, and I want them to go back to doing their thing where nobody watched them.
I saw some picture today where, like, some Patriots fan or whatever had, like, a sticker on his car, and they, like, broke all his windows and tossed green paint all over his car.
Super cool.
That's nice.
And they won the game.
Yeah.
So
imagine if they lost.
Yeah, man. I don't get it. I also don't really get the whole like breaking and starting stuff on fire after you win. Like, that just does. I don't know.
Yeah, like you won.
Yeah.
Like, I get like going out in the streets and celebrating and stuff, but not like looting.
Yeah.
Like turning cars over.
Yeah. Stealing a bunch of. Yeah. The looting part is like, that's where I don't. I'm like, why'd you do that? Oh, we won this championship. We're going to take your business.
Oh, okay.
What? Please don't. Can we come up with a different celebration? It bothers me. Frank Reich, I like that guy. I don't know much about him as an offensive coordinator, but I know he was a pretty good quarterback because he was the dude responsible for the best or greatest, or is it even the greatest comeback ever because of New England? Or was that just a Super Bowl record? What was
I
that?
don't know. I think the Bills were down by a lot.
Yeah, it was like 31-3, I believe.
It was more than that.
Was it? I don't know. But he's great, and I watched the Sports Illustrated Year in Sports 1993 about a cajillion times when I was young, and so
Yeah.
that was like my favorite scene, favorite part. Mr. Frank Wright.
Yeah.
Also, on that note, best tweet ever was, or I don't even know if it was a tweet, but him actually signing the contract when Indy announced it.
They took a picture of him holding like the day's newspaper too to be like, this is real.
This actually is real. Yeah. Oh my god!
They had to because McDaniels was like, because they were like, they put out a tweet that was like, Josh McDaniels is the new coach. His press conference will be tomorrow, and then like an hour later, it was like,
just kidding.
McDaniels is leaving.
He said no. So many conspiracy theories to throw out there on the Josh McDaniels.
He's got to be the next head coach.
You would think.
Why would he stay there? I mean, also the Patriots hate the Colts, so they could have just been messing with them too.
And that was the first conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory 1.
They're the reason behind the whole Deflategate thing.
Deflategate. This is all payback. Josh McDaniels was never going anywhere, man.
Good. Yeah.
He knew the perfect interview. He knew they'd want him, and then whoop, last minute. Bobby Kraft walks in and says, I'll give you $3.8 million under the table if you bail.
I watched some of that Tom Brady documentary or whatever last night. The one where he's like kissing his kid or whatever.
Oh, yeah. The one where the kid called the kid
Tom
a
versus Time or whatever.
Yeah.
Another thing blown out of proportion. But he took out like his playbook from 2016, and like in the very first part, he had his suspension letter. He's like, "Oh, I just keep this, as a reminder,
as a motivation reminder."
Yeah. That's amazing.
It's okay. So you've seen a little bit of the Tom documentary. Is it good? Is it weird? Is it? He feels that family feels like they're not a real family. You can't be a real family if your dad's Tom Brady and your mom's a supermodel. Can you?
I've only watched like the first half, but it's more about like what he does to stay in his shape, I guess, at his age.
So it's basically like a TB12 infomercial with some
like they
family
show
stuff mixed
him working out and like going what his guru or whatever does to keep him healthy, like all the stuff that he eats and goes training and like Yellowstone in the off season with Edelman and Amendola. So it's interesting though, because there is some parts where like they do have parts like this season where like in the first game against the Chiefs, like afterwards him driving home and being like super pissed off. So it's kind of cool to see that kind of stuff.
Very interesting. I like that kind of stuff. That's also part of the reason I think that Hard Knocks is so good. Like just seeing what happens. Like
you're like, they're a real person. They have feelings.
Yeah. That pissed him off. Holy smokes! I've never even like really seen his face because he's always got a face mask and a helmet on. I like that kind of stuff.
He says like he talks about how he watches film like all day, every day, and like he'll just send like voice memos to Josh McDaniels about like a play from like preseason on like third down or something. Like
it's crazy.
It helps you realize why he was the MVP of this year as a 40-year-old quarterback.
Yeah, that kind of attention to detail.
I was thinking about that last night. It wasn't even a debate. Like it wasn't a debate.
No, there's nobody else that could have even. Yeah. And
he's 40.
And he's 40. How long do you think he will actually play for? Like, how long, if he's MVP at 40, how long do you think he's going to be able to, like, I mean, realistically, he could probably.
He doesn't run around a lot.
Yeah, he won't because he's Tom Brady, but he could probably play till he's 50. Physically, be able to play.
I would say 45, realistically. 50 might be reaching it.
That's
I think, like.
Old quarterback, man.
Yeah, I think the team management might, want to find someone new eventually. They probably wanted that with Jimmy Garoppolo, but they realized it's probably not going to happen for a while still.
Well, and he's 40 years old and he won the MVP. Yeah.
Worked out for Garoppolo. He's the highest paid quarterback in the NFL right now. So until Kirk Cousins gets his deal.
Yep. God, that feels so scary to me that the Vikings going to pay the most in the history of the NFL.
It'd be guaranteed money, but because they could always put a bunch of options in the
Yeah.
back half.
Can you? I mean, how much do you know
Like
about
with the
how they
cap-
can
like with the-
structure these things?
well,
Can
like
you
with the
totally front load a contract like this? Could you give him 29, 35 million? Could you give him 35 million next year? Give him 35 million the year after that, and then have the rest of it be up to the Vikings if he stays? Let's do that.
That's just up to like his agent and what he wants. If he said he wants to be with a winning team, and he'd be possibly be willing to take a little less money, but I think if you're in the NFL nowadays and you can get that kind of money, you gotta take that.
Yeah, but we're also talking about a guy who's been franchise tagged 2 years in a row, so he's got like 20 plus million the last 2 years.
He still drives. I think he drives like a old minivan still too.
Get out of here with that. Just because you
It's
drive
like,
a
that's
minivan.
like Harrison Smith. Harrison Smith drives like an old pickup truck.
Does he for real?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. That'd be not that I would get like a super high end.
Get like
car.
a nice, just get like a nice truck.
Let's get a nice car. Let's do something. Can't make it nice. You're a millionaire, man. Don't have to drive a Mercedes, but come on.
Yeah.
What else were we going to talk about? The Teddy short-term quarterback. Yeah, we basically OC and QB is pretty much the whole deal.
I think I ruffled some more people's feathers last week too when I suggested that the Vikings should trade Treadwell, or at least try and
Yeah, I think they
figure
should.
out if they should.
Cut bait,
Not
man.
like not that they should absolutely get rid of him, but like they should see what they can get out there for him.
Oh, that's my hot take. That was going to be my hot take this week. My prediction. I'm gonna write this prediction down, and then if it comes true or doesn't come true, well, we won't talk about it if it doesn't come true. But if it does come true, we'll have it written down, so we'll be able to go.
That's
crazy.
how they do it on TV.
I think they are going to trade him, and I think it's going to be on draft night.
Draft day?
I think they're going to move him for like a 4th round. It's not going to be anything consequential, but.
They need more draft picks. They only have 6 right now. Apparently, they're supposed to get like 2 more compensation picks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we both know Rick Spielman likes to have a ton of draft picks.
Yeah.
So
What does he always say? It's like every year he wants to go in with 10 or 8 or something. Yeah, something like that.
If they can get a 3rd round pick for him, I would do that in a heartbeat.
For sure. I just don't think. What else do you possibly need to see about a guy who's a big body and can't really separate from defenders? I mean, that's everything you need. Unless you're going to make him a tight end.
Yeah, he doesn't really fit the Vikings offense. It's kind of hard to see that because it's really hard not to fit in that offense. But like a lot of their stuff is shorter routes, and it depends on the receivers, being able to get away from.
I'm immediately regretting my hot take because we have a new offensive coordinator. What if Coach Flip really likes?
But he runs a lot of the similar stuff that Shermer does, like screens and short, like crossing routes and stuff like that. He doesn't. They don't do a whole lot of. He doesn't do a whole lot of deep stuff. Similar to the way Shermer would do, like a couple shots downfield the game.
Yeah,
like, it's not North Turner where 17 steps, drop backs, and then wait for the receiver to get open downfield.
I am forever scarred from that season because I will never watch a quarterback do 7-step drop and not think that it's the dumbest thing that you could possibly do. And I know it's not always the dumbest thing that you could possibly do in certain teams, certain situations. Yeah, but like right now, and especially with the way most teams are constructed, it's terrible.
Defenders they're so fast.
Yeah,
you really have 2 seconds at the most before someone's in your face.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that like all of the best offenses, all of the most successful teams, that's like their number one key is to get the ball out fast, because the faster you get the ball out, the less time they have to get to your quarterback and the less time he spends on the ground, which is how you win games.
That's why Peyton Manning was good. He hardly took any sacks because he always got rid of the ball.
Mm-hmm. Randy Moss.
Oh, yeah,
We mentioned it at the end of the last episode, and then I had to go because the fam locked in the door and it was going to be loud and the dog was going to bark. What is your favorite
we talked
Randy Moss
about our favorite
moments?
moments.
Let's get into it a little bit deeper. I want to get into it a little bit deeper.
I did enjoy when he, he had the famous straight catch homie to the camera. And they were like, "Oh, are you going to pay for it, Randy?"
Straight catch.
I mean, obviously people know I like that. It's my Twitter handle.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he's probably my most favorite player in NFL ever.
Really?
Just the way he carried himself and how good he was. You know, two steps, he puts his hand up, he's open.
Yeah.
Like the guy's still on him, but he's like, just throw it to me.
I have a weird relationship with my Randy Moss fandom, I guess, because at a certain point at the end of his initial run in Minnesota, I was over it. Because they were just not a very good team, and he was the squeakiest of wheels. No, I'm not saying it was, but it was just so tiring. I
think he was a scapegoat, actually.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all. I think like the worst thing you could ever do as a head coach is tell everybody that you have a ratio that X amount of times this guy's going to get the ball. Like that you just gave it away, dude. Like
it's Mike Tice.
But I think that I was really tired of him, and I was ready to move on. I was happy that he was successful in New England, because then those couple of years that wasn't okay. He deserved more than to just be on a terrible team not doing anything.
I don't even remember who his quarterback was.
Oh God, that's a great question.
Might have been.
Was it Kerry Collins?
Might have been.
Yeah. And then he came back, and then that was super gnarly. The second stint in Minnesota. What did you think of that? Like, what did you think of after, like, during and after that?
I think everyone thought it was going to be better than it was.
Well, definitely. Well, and that whole season was like, because that was Favre's second year. The
roof collapsed.
Roof caved in. The whole deal was a disaster.
Talking about the team, right?
Yeah, I mean everything, literally everything.
Yeah, that was horrible. That was a bad year. Once again, I think he was probably a scapegoat for Childress, who didn't want to admit maybe that, you know, it was his fault that the team was playing so bad.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was Childress lied to the media about whether or not he was going to.
I don't think he told anyone that he was going to release it.
Yeah, didn't tell the owners even.
No. Yeah, he did it on his own, which is why he was fired before the end of the season.
Yeah, because you can't do that, buddy. No. Oh man. So anyways, that's my kind of. So I go back and forth with. I loved watching him play. I like some of my favorite Vikings memories ever, like the Thanksgiving in Dallas game. That is like one of the best feelings I've ever had. His rookie year in '98. Yeah. One of the best feelings I've ever had was like, oh my God, the Vikings just beat Dallas on Thanksgiving. Like, oh my God, they're real. They're a real team. They're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I just liked him. I always like players that have a little swagger, but they also back it up. Like I like Odell Beckham because he's really good, and he has fun. Like this is football. You're supposed to have fun.
Yeah.
Like even T.O. Like
yes,
I like him.
Yeah, it's entertaining.
It's just the age, and it's also the age of like the receivers that the time that he played. That's how they were. You know, the Chad Johnsons, the T.O., Randy Moss, the Joe Horn.
Yeah. Oh God, Joe Horn.
Yeah,
I forgot about Joe Horn.
Even Steve Smith. He's kind of like the last of that.
Keyshawn Johnson is another one.
Yeah. It's just fun to watch because those players could talk, but they could also back it up. And Randy Moss was one of those, guys.
One of those guys for sure.
I don't know if he did a whole lot of trash talking. He just had a lot of swagger.
Yeah. And he talked a lot, but it wasn't necessarily like at people. He just was that was just he was telling you who he was and what he was about. Sometimes people didn't like that.
Good reason to. But he also gets a bad rap for like some of the stuff he did, which wasn't beating his girlfriend or driving drunk. But a lot of people don't know, like he's a big film junkie. Like he was always like in the film room just studying the defensive backs and their habits and all that stuff. And I don't think a lot of people know that stuff. They just think he just came in and just
could just walk in and be that good. And
that's why he's an analyst now.
Yeah,
because he knows a lot about football.
Exactly. You brought up football is fun. Real quick story that I didn't write down that I wanted to mention. Dude, I can't remember who it was. but he plays for Philly. He made it sound, I'm going to totally paraphrase this quote.
Jason Kelce?
I don't know if it was Jason Kelce.
Did the guy doing that speech?
I can't remember what I just read.
Are you talking about the
Patriots?
Patriots?
Just read it. Yeah, no, it was
thing?
Eagles dude talking about the Patriots and how they are ruled by fear and none of them have any fun and they're all scared and that's why they're good is because it's like, like a fear-based relationship. And so I ask you,
it's Lane Johnson.
I think so. That actually sounds right. I think that's what it was.
I remember seeing it. I think I tweeted about it.
Should professional football be fun for the dude playing professional football?
It's a game.
It's a game, yeah, it is. But they're also at work. That's their job.
But you can have fun at your job, too.
I agree with that completely.
Yeah.
Do you think it's appalling that there's a chance that very successful organization...
I don't agree with that either, because look at people like Gronk.
Yeah. Doesn't seem like they're unhappy.
No.
And it's not like they're...
They just take their jobs seriously. That's why they've been to the Super Bowl, 3-4 straight years?
Exactly.
Sorry.
They don't always have to have fun. There's a time to get serious. I think there's a good combination of both. Yeah, it just felt like it was... I saw it was on PTI today where they were talking about it and
and ESPN?
It's fear. Yeah, I was like,
Hey.
dude,
You don't ever talk about that stuff on ESPN.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
it's fear and it works. Like, who cares what way they
That was
do
part
it.
of they included some of those hot takes in the Tom Brady documentary about how the Patriots, they're after 4 games this year, I think they were 2-2, and they're they're done. They're done. They're like, how's Tom Brady going to play? He's he's 40 now. In my head, I'm thinking how is 1 year going to make that big of a difference? All of a sudden, he's just going to be his bones are going to start
totally. I can't throw. It's going to be Chuck Knobloch, where it's just it went into the crowd again. I don't know. Tom Brady, I was the best last year, but this year,
at least with Favre,
do it.
In his last year, he was actually hurt badly. He had the ankle thing even going into the year, and then he was just getting killed.
But even Brett Favre, though, Brett Favre didn't really play the same. He was still reckless with the stuff that he would do. If he needed to dive to get a first down, he would just dive because he was doing it. Whereas Tom Brady, I feel like he needs to dive for a first down. He'd be
He'll
like,
throw it. No, he'll throw the ball.
We'll get him next time.
But that's part of his success, though. I think being able to stay on the field.
100%. And the reason he got his job to begin with was because the guy ahead of him wasn't able to stay on the field and wasn't able to stay healthy.
That's pretty much the name of the game in the NFL.
Okay, so that was my little side question about can you have fun as a professional football player? I think you should.
In football.
Look
at the Vikings doing their dances and all that stuff.
Yeah. Fun. It's supposed to be fun. And I think, too, when you're winning a lot of football games and you're making millions of dollars, most of them, it's fun. How can you not have fun doing that? I don't think that's a fear-based relationship.
No. Did we ever discuss what the best Viking celebration was?
I don't know if we did. We can discuss it now if you'd like.
Yeah.
What was your favorite?
I really liked that freeze tag thing they did in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm. I felt like
was just staying there by himself.
Yeah, that was the best part. Was that he was all in, and that I loved that. I think that might be my favorite too. I feel like because it happened so late, people didn't give it a lot of love because they were kind of over the celebrations, or rather, the games were more important than the celebrations.
The curling that they did in the Eagles game.
Curling was very funny. I like that one a lot. I thought, what was the one after Duck Duck Grey Duck?
Thanksgiving dinner or leapfrog?
Leapfrog. Get it out. Hated it.
Get it out.
That one's junk. That one's garbage. Leapfrog was that's trying too hard. The rest of them.
Did you notice the Kobe one that Diggs did? I think it was when Kobe was getting his numbers retired, and Diggs had custom Kobe cleats.
Oh.
And he scored a touchdown, and then he backed up on McKinnon and did a fake fadeaway.
Oh yeah. I do remember him backing down McKinnon. I didn't know that was a Kobe thing. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I like that one. That one climbs the list for me after that.
Diggs has some good ones. I like, very first one we did the Moss thing.
Mm-hmm. I think, I like Diggs. I like Thielen celebrations better though.
The soccer one.
Soccer one was magnificent. That was maybe
Yeah.
the best one all season because it was also in soccer country or football country.
I think he
Whatever you
said
want to say.
he stole that from Kyle Rudolph.
Oh, did he? I mean, that'd be better. Kyle Rudolph, you're not.
It's kind of big.
You're too big. It doesn't look the same. It's not. But because he did the like.
Dylan, Dylan has like
pose
the
and
actual
everything.
shape.
Yeah,
the body
of like an actual. Yeah. That could be David Beckham. I mean,
Oh yeah,
you know,
probably a little bigger.
yeah,
but
a little thicker too, probably. But what do you do? What do you? All right, number one. What's your number one? What's your favorite celebration this season?
I'll go with the classic. I'll go with the Diggs doing the moss in the beginning of the year with the little, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, what is that? That was I don't
Is
know.
it
But
like
he does this and then
openings?
he does that. I don't know.
Opening?
I'm not sure. It's definitely not Superman, but it's similar. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll have to look that. I'm gonna write that down so I can look that up later.
No, my favorite is when McKinnon did the Dirty Bird
Oh yeah, good call. Good call.
because I
That's a really good
hate that dance.
Oh god, me too.
So
That is the worst. Yeah, that was really cool. That
bad,
was really
bad
cool.
memories.
I think I might have to my top. I think my
Duck.
might be Duck Duck Crazy. I
It's
think it's
pretty
just
good.
too good.
Pretty good.
It was perfect. It's just you can't. I mean, I hate
Is that
saying
Monday
it's
night?
perfect because I want to see them, strive to, get better.
Duck, duck, goose.
Incorrect. And shame on you for saying that.
Sorry. Everyone else outside of Minnesota says that, but that's okay. You guys can be special.
Well, it's not the everyone else outside of Minnesota Vikings, is it?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Oh god. All right. Well, should we? Do you have anything else that you wanna
I think we
bring up? I
covered
think
it. We talked quarterbacks for like an hour, so that's pretty good.
we sure did. And
Probably
that's
do it
just the
again
beginning,
next
man. Yeah, I was gonna say that's just the beginning because we're gonna have to talk about it basically until they sign somebody, and then even more because they'll probably draft dude too. So we'll have to.
So the franchise tag stuff will be coming up next week.
All right.
Talk about that. See if maybe stuff's floating around. If the Vikings are leaning towards tagging Keenum.
And it'll be very interesting to see if Washington winds up tagging Cousins because that would just be a bleep show. That would just be epic.
More.
Yeah, more of a bleep show, exactly. Is it possible that they could just? Well, we'll talk about it next week. We'll talk about it. All right, buddy. Good talk. Skull Vikes.
All right.
See you next week.
Later.
Bye.